Dan Hooker versus James Vick took place last night at UFC on ESPN 4, San Antonio Dos Anjos versus Edwards. It was a big one, okay? And it ended in a very big way because all 6'3" of James Vick yet again crumpled towards the canvas after being hit with a Masvidal versus Till-esque right hand, left hand combo over the top of the taller fighter's guard. Cracked Vick on the chin, dropped him backwards, and Vick, man, what the fuck are you doing at lightweight, man? Honestly, I picked Dan Hooker to win. I thought he was going to get the finish. James Vick, man. You're 6'3" and you're a lightweight. Darren Till's 6 feet tall, and he's called a big welterweight. Go to welterweight. What the fuck are you doing to your dumb fucking brainless body? And have a word with your fucking coaches. And if your coaches are telling you, no, we'll fix it, we got to stay at 55, then beat the shit out of him and move to somewhere else. Because obviously the coaches don't give a fuck about your health. That's all it means. Move up to 170. And yeah, get better. But after that KO loss, I don't know, man. That's a career changer right there. Because one KO loss, you can kind of be like, you know, he'll bounce back, give him some time to recover, but when you get cracked again and dropped and just flatlined again, it's like, this is going to be a permanent issue. But it should move up to 170, but as for Dan Hooker, great performance, came out early with the leg kicks, which I thought he would do. I predicted he would win by knockout. I actually had trouble predicting him to win because I thought James Vick took away everything that made Dan Hooker good because of his height and his range, because Dan Hooker, he's good because he has the range and the height, okay? But then I was going to go, maybe James Vick takes it because he's taller and rangier than Dan Hooker. But then I thought to myself, hang on a second. Dan Hooker trains with Israel Adesanya on a daily basis, a 6'4" world-class striker. He ain't going to have no problems with James Vick. So I swung my prediction back to Dan Hooker. And hey, he gets the job done. I didn't think it was going to be as dominant as that, but he just didn't even take a licking, barely. Took a bit of a shot now and again, but other than that. And then he wins over the Texas crowd afterwards. Very good on the mic. Very good on the mic. As soon as anyone wins a fight in a place that's not there, in anywhere, acknowledge the place that you are and acknowledge the crowd, because you will get cheers because the audience are literally retards. Did you say Texas? Yeah! That's it. You just have to mention where you are and the whole crowd goes, woo! That's all it takes. You know what I'm saying? But Dan Hooker, man, wants to get back on the October something card, early October, UFC 243 with Adesanya and Whitaker, wherever that may be. I mean, I'm glad. He'd be on the main card for sure. He needs to be on the main card of that fight for sure, because after a big win like that against James Vick, who's a known guy, he also got a bonus. You know, he had a good Octagon interview where he actually called out where he wants to fight and who he wants to fight against, so they can make like a little teaser trailer for that. And I think there's a few opponents he can take on. A lot of people, he called out Al Iaquinta in his post-fight interviews, and I was like, might be a bit higher for Al Iaquinta. You're not even ranked, but you might be ranked number 15. He should be ranked number 15 with a win over James Vick. He should take Vick's position because he is only like ranked number 17 on most websites. So he'll be number 15 and be ranked. I don't think going straight to number 6 against Iaquinta, although I think he'd have a damn good chance against Iaquinta, I feel like that's a jump that the UFC won't be willing to take with him because they're going to learn from experience. We gave him to Barboza, he lost. And I think they're using Iaquinta. I feel like they're going to give Iaquinta to McGregor if Diaz loses to Pettis. So, big things. Dan Hooker, they mentioned Gregor Gillespie. Stupid fucking matchup. Never want to see that in my fucking life. Gregor Gillespie should face Islam Makhachev if Makhachev gets past his next unranked opponent. Now, Charles Oliveira versus Dan Hooker is a damn good fight. A damn good fight. And I'd love to watch that shit. Imagine a stand-up. I think they negate each other's fucking takedowns and submission attempts. Obviously, Oliveira's going to have a bit of an advantage. But Dan Hooker, no slouch on the ground. So I feel like this will stay standing. That's a damn good fight to be on the main card of UFC 243 somewhere. You know? Good fight. If not, let it headline the prelims. But Dan Hooker versus Charles Oliveira is a fight I'd like to see. And who knows? I think Dan Hooker might take that one. I like Charles Oliveira. I've seen him knocked out a few times. You know, I've seen him hurt and rocked. He's beaten a couple guys, but Nick Lentz ain't no Dan Hooker. You know what I'm saying? Nick Lentz, you've beat him twice already, now 3 times. We didn't even need to fucking see that fight to know what was going to happen. Dan Hooker versus Charles Oliveira? Now I'm interested. And then whoever wins that fight can take their leap into the top 10 of the division. Or their leap into the top 8 or top 7 area, you know? You don't just quite jump, oh, I'm in rankings now. Now I need top 5. That's not how it works. I like Dan Hooker, but that's just... And I'd like to see that happen for him, but that's just not how the company's going to do things. He's got to win one more, in my opinion. And if he beats Charles Oliveira, then I think he'll get his leap towards a guy like Iaquinta. A guy like Paul Felder if he beats Edson Barboza. A rematch with Barboza. You know, one of those kind of fights. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Dan Hooker earned himself a cash bonus. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Making me look real good on my predictions. Thank you very much for that, Dan Hooker. Goodbye. Click that.